Inside a Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Battle of I-85 brings the Atlanta Falcons to town, taking on the 2-0 Carolina Panthers and their home opener for the 2025 season. Bryce Young has been absolutely balling out on the road, looking to bring that to the fans here in Carolina, hopeful for a season very similar to one 10 years previous where Cam Newton led them to a Super Bowl. Will the young phenom Bryce Young emerge as their next hope? We will find out as he opens up on the offensive end. We are underway from Charlotte. And a return taken here by Jimmy Horn Jr. up to the 26-yard line. Got the game-sealing touchdown pass in week number 1. And one of their 2 road victories over the Jacksonville Jaguars and the, not the Atlanta Falcons, that would be the Arizona Cardinals, the other birds in red heading over there. So the first divisional matchup of the season for Carolina. What up, SM? Lots of expectations here at home after showing off on the road, especially on the offensive end. Carolina rocking the black and Atlanta in the white. It is a sunny September afternoon here in week number 3. Bryce Young dropping back, pressure immediately, trying to find Adam Thielen. Good defense play there, right down the face of the field. What up, PJ? What up, TJ? I like that. There you go. Skeptic returns. What up, Silver Knight? This actually is one of my more anticipated games of the week after last week with the Falcons. How about that? Michael Penix going down with injury. Kirk Cousins coming in to save the day against his former team. Could not have written a better script. There's Jesse Bates with a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Chuba Hubbard. And he had an interception last week on J.J. McCarthy. That really helped propel Atlanta to a 36-34 road victory on Sunday Night Football. What up, JJJ? No problem, man. Glad to have you here. Back-to-back plays going nowhere for Carolina. All of a sudden, it is 3rd and 10. Thielen is the motion man at the 26-yard line. It's a 5-step drop for Bryce Young, who now steps up in the pocket, and he will take off and pick up the first down. 13-yard gain. They open a carry for Big. Number 9 had a rushing touchdown last week as well. Looking to keep more of that going here at home. What up, John Zeller? Best of luck for Bryce Young. Hoping he can do some good stuff for me. High expectations after that road performance. Chuba Hubbard here in the backfield alone. Will get the handoff left side. Got some good blocking, but it was never enough. Taken down again by Big Caden Ellis. His second tackle already. As we break down this Atlanta defense, Morgan Fox, Ruke Ohoro at the defensive end. David Onyemata, Simeon Barrow, Leonard Floyd, Caden Ellis, Devine Diablo, Arnold Ebikite, A.J. Terrell, Mike Hughes, DeAlford, Jordan Fuller, and Jesse Bates make up the starting Falcon defense. Here's another handoff up the middle to Chuba Hubbard, and great defensive effort there from Ohoro. We'll set up 3rd and long once again. Bijan Dynasty shares require me to always root for the Falcons. That is fair. Bijan shined last week in a high-scoring affair. 70 combined points in that one. Came down to the final possession. This Falcon defense was tested time and time again. Ended up getting the job done on the road in primetime. Here's Bryce Young, though, with plenty of time. Checks it down, caught by Hubbard. A marker comes down late as well. And this could decide Atlanta's fate. And it's coming back. It will not matter. Based on how late that was, thought for a second we might see a roughing the passer penalty. Doesn't happen, though. Carolina will be forced to punt the football on their opening drive, so Atlanta does a good job neutralizing one of the best offenses this season. What up, Trey? What up, Chili? And that brings on Sam Martin for the punt. Carolina picks up 1 first down on their opening drive and can go no further. Martin angles this one out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, out at the 16. And Michael Penix back now from injury. Hurt himself, was a left wrist injury in the 4th quarter of their win last week. Had a 2nd and 10 pass that was complete for 8 yards, but very awkward mechanics there as he stepped into a hand that was trying to swat the football, ends up catching him. Kirk Cousins, as mentioned, comes in to save the day. Good to see him back out here and healthy, though. At the helm, at QB1, is Michael Penix getting going downfield, finds Darnell Mooney. A terrific start for Atlanta. 20-yard pickup to the former Chicago Bear. How are the Panthers 2-0? Not going to lie, they actually might go 2-0 in real life. I think they're better than Jacksonville. And Arizona might be a toss-up. I think they'll probably lose that game. But I could see them going 2-0. You never know. Falcons offense pick it up where they left off last week. 36 points scored in their victory. Little spin around RPO here, caught by Drake London. And here's the guy that was responsible for 2 of their touchdowns last week. They'll pick up 6 on his first catch. The former USC Trojan. Going to destroy the Jags. I don't know. In Jacksonville, a lot of hype around Travis Hunter. It should be a pretty close game, but I think Carolina comes out on top. We'll see. Penix now moving to the pistol. One of the few left-handed quarterbacks in the National Football League. Hands off to Bijan Robinson. In his first carry, only picking up 2. What up, Sid? So are you? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, that Halliburton injury, I've never been more devastated for any injury. Since, like, Nick Chubb, probably. Even then, man, that hurt. Panther fans are on their feet here on a 3rd and 2. Penix dropping back, sets his feet, fires this downfield, and a great catch through the hip there for Kyle Pitts. Into enemy territory. What up, XSM? This many viewers and only 2 likes is crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. Jags won't be trash this year, just wait. Honestly, as a Browns fan, I hope they are for a draft pick's sake, but we'll see what happens. Looking like a Ravens backfield here. Loaded up with 3 different players, but Bijan gets the handoff. His number is called, and he picks up 16. And this guy, shortening the legs just like he has all year long in all of his career. If only they get him the football a little bit more, he can show it off some. Better than the Colts? Yeah, I can't lie. The Colts being 2-0 is pretty wild. Definitely the shock of the year in the AFC. From the 30-yard line, Penix again with a little touch of the wrist there, showing no injury whatsoever. Picks out Drake London for a 9-yard pickup. And the Falcons threatening to score first here on the road. Pretty big game in the NFC South. Saints at 1-1, Falcons at 1-1, Panthers at 2-0. Competitive division. And Tampa Bay also unbeaten. 6 wins, just 2 losses right now in the NFC South. Atlanta looking for win number 2. And they continue to ride the hot hand of Kyle Pitts. Dangerous guy to take in fantasy, but a great guy to have on your Madden squad. What up, A-Rod? Keep asking until he clicks the link. All right, listen. Game 7 was last night, all right? My priorities were not in line. It's day 2. I got you. Atlanta first into the red zone here. Penix again with the pocket breaking down. Little sidearm pass out to Bijan Robinson, who runs over a defender inside the 10-yard line. As we break down the Carolina defense, Tershawn Wharton, Derek Brown, Bobby Brown, the 3rd shot total, making up the defensive line. DJ Wonnum, Christian Roseboom, Josie Jewell, Nick Skirton, Mike Jackson, J.C. Horn, Carl Smith-Wade, Trayvon Morag, and Nick Scott make up the Panthers starting defense. Ray McLeod in motion. Handoff is to Bijan Robinson, who breaks a couple of tackles in the backfield, but inevitably is taken down for a loss. Thought for a second he was going to break free there. Not quite, though. Colts have more wins this sim than I have predicted for the first 15 weeks. That's great. Travis Hunter just a DB masquerading as wide receiver. I feel like it's the opposite, really. Loss of 2 for Bijan Robinson. And here comes some extra pressure. Penix sets and fires, checks it down, caught, but well short is Robinson. Good defense play there by Carolina as they make a stand inside their own 10-yard line, forcing an Atlanta Falcon field goal. Personally, I feel like it's the opposite, but I guess we'll see. 26-yarder here for Younghoe Koo. He made 5 field goals last week, including the game winner. This one up and good. Atlanta on the board first, and Carolina, to my knowledge, this is the first time they have trailed all season. How about that? And it's only 3-0 with 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. Let me take a look real quick at our Google Forms to see our pick'em distribution. Had a couple of late submissions after game 1 yesterday, so we moved from 30 to 33 now, or 32, I believe. Try to break it down here and see what we got in our summary. Kickoff heading back Carolina's direction. Jimmy Horn Jr. is pile driven down at the 23-yard line. And it is 25-7, or 24-8, I should say, in favor of the Atlanta Falcons. How about that? Nobody believes in Carolina today? I sense a lot of recency bias after that Falcon win in week 2. But even still, Carolina's been showing off offensively and defensively. I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it a bit here, Aaron, if I can find it. Panthers taking back over. Their first deficit of the season. High snap is collected by Bryce Young, who fires near sideline. It is incomplete. Targeting Adam Thielen there. Could not get the feet down as he runs out of space on the touchline. Bryce Young not off to as good of a start as he has been the last couple of weeks, but plenty of time left in this one. Pick the Falcons, gross. You probably pick Ty if you could. Thielen could not get the feet down. Chuba Hubbard in motion once again. Takes a step left. Pass going right. And this is caught by Thielen well before he runs out of space. Only a 3-yard gain that time, though. 3rd and 7 again. Falcons are getting Carolina right where they want them. You sense, though, Bryce Young's going to take a shot downfield at any point. It's coming up very soon. What up, Retro? You can just feel it. 3rd and 7 once again here for Carolina. Tight end Tommy Tremble is the motion man this time. Snap taken from the 27. Young backpedaling. Pocket is crumbling. He sets his feet, takes a hit, and fires that one incomplete. Thought for a second he was about to develop quite the play there. Pocket, though, breaks down around him. And again, Carolina forced to punt. They go 3 and out this time. So 1 first down in 2 possessions. Atlanta's defense, despite having a slow start last week in the opening half, they have fixed some loose screws, and they are good to go here on the road. Punt from Sam Martin puts his full foot through this one. And some returnability here for Atlanta, but that does not go according to plan for Ray McLeod. Michael Penix taking over at the 31 with $1:26 to go in the first quarter. Picked Atlanta for the upset. Apparently everyone else has had the same idea. Yeah, Carolina, I think, in real life is a 1-point favorite to win this game. But based on how the season's unfolded thus far in the sim, I would give them like 3 or 3.5. Michael Penix Jr. and the Atlanta Falcon offense taking back over. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line as Bijan looked to switch directions there. Couldn't find the opening. Derek Brown takes him down after a 2-yard gain. Back the Patriots kept it close till late in the 3rd. I mean, dude, TJ McConnell, what a baller, man. Nobody's been showing him love up until like just now. That man balled out in game, 4 as well. Love TJ McConnell. Bijan picks up 2. Football going right back to him from the I formation, and he's going the wrong direction. Loss of a yard on the play. Josie Jewell, the former Bronco, beats him to the spot. Derek Brown too close to Derek White. Spell a J.C. Horn pick. Oh, SM getting specific. Throwback to when he called that to perfection last year. Carolina looking to pitch their own 3 and out here. 5 black jerseys on the line of scrimmage. Kyle Pitts, the Florida Gator, is in motion. 4-man rush, but it's getting home. Penix is taken down. Tershawn Wharton brings down the Washington Husky. A loss of 13 in a huge play for this Panther defense. Who's calling plays so bad right now? It is not looking pretty, is it? Not at all whatsoever. Should take us to the end of one, and it will. It's the Falcons 3, the Panthers nothing. And a defensive affair thus far. Chile with a $2 dono. Backflip into the Bricktown Canal after the W. Hey, congratulations, man, on a championship. I know it's been rough as a Niner fan for you, but hey, the Thunder get their first title in franchise history. As a Cavs fan, while not major, I know what it feels like to a degree. On for the punt is Bradley Pinion. First for him, and this one gets the second quarter started with a terrific kick and a fair catch there for Jimmy Horn Jr. Bryce Young will take over with his best starting field position of the afternoon, still trailing by a field goal. 0 for 18 in the playoffs, down 1-19. Wow. How many times have my teams even been in the postseason? I guess if you count the guards and the Cavs, it would be more than I could think of, but yeah, the Browns twice. Panthers take over at the 32-yard line. Opportunity to tie or take the lead here. Still trailing 3-0. Handoff is to Chuba Hubbard again, taken down at the line. Neither offense could get their run game going today. Like, whatsoever. 7 Niner playoff losses, 2 OU, 9 OKC. Had to end at some point. Fair. Forgot Oklahoma. Never made even the college football playoff final. Press coverage up top there. Believe that is Xavier Legette, but the handoff again goes to Chuba Hubbard, who bounces off a tackle there from Jesse Bates, but he'll end up losing one anyway. That is Ebikitse helping out on the tackle. Leonard Floyd there as well. Double OC lost to Georgia, took years off my life, man. That was probably the best college football game I've ever watched, though. But yeah, I can't imagine that to be the case. Loss of one there for Chuba Hubbard. All of a sudden, it is 3rd and long again. Bryce Young might have to take a deep shot here. If he can step up, fires this one through a hit, but nobody home. That pocket is losing time every single snap. Falcons are getting home each time on 3rd down. Another punt coming up here for Carolina. That is crazy. Sam Martin on now for the punt. His 3rd appearance already. Panther fans do not want to hear that. This one, though, is another beauty. Fair caught at the 25-yard line. Right now, a very defensive game between these two teams. No turnovers yet. But that is 4 punts between the two squads. D-lines are absolutely feasting today. 23 people in chat, by the way. That's a lot for the second quarter. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Drop a like if you have not yet already. Really helps with the algorithm on my end. Falcons' 3rd drive starting out at the 25-yard line. Penix from the empty will check this one complete to his tight end, Kyle Pitts. As Penix thanks his offensive line for doing their job after seeing what happened to Bryce Young on the previous drive. 3-0.5 no way. We've had games finish 3-0 in my Sims, though. You never know. 3 bowls, 4 NFC titles, 2 college football semis, 1 NBA finals, 3 Western Conference finals. Yeah, that's brutal. 5-yard pickup there once again for Kyle Pitts, the leading receiver. So far today is a catch for Darnell Mooney going down low and readjusting. Not the best ball there from Michael Penix. He will have to buy Darnell Mooney a nice little steak dinner for picking up that 1st down. Might be no touchdown in the first half. It could be. Might be due. We'll see, though. Atlanta might have something to say about that. Unless Carolina can bring some pressure again here. As they rush forward, delayed handoff, though. Little halfback draw up the middle. Going to work out beautifully to Bijan Robinson. Across midfield again on his 6th carry. Could drop that in any day. No, it's real. Both teams score or not. I mean, you're not wrong. Even the Falcons could not punch it in from inside the 10-yard line. Certainly a possibility. Second time today, though. They have entered enemy territory. Robinson in motion. Penix now wobbling backward, and he will find his running back as he ran about 35 yards, but only picked up 5 going vertically up to the 45-yard line. Let's take a look at our future Week 3 pick'em games here. We're going to see what's around 50-50. Somebody submitted 2, so I got to go delete one here in a moment. Penix from the pistol. Bijan awaiting his 7th carry here after a successful 6, but the RPO going left side, and a wide open Charlie Warner unaccounted for inside the 15. Nobody home, and great recognition there from Penix to pick out the tight end. That is just blatant miscommunication on the end of Carolina. Well then, rather ugly. All right, let me go to the summary here. Steelers-Patriots is 16-16. How about that? Falcons trying to become the first team into the end zone, much like the scoreboard. First it's sent from the 11, right side pass caught by Mooney. Again, though, had to stop dead in his tracks to go recover that. He'll pick up 7. Panthers do not look good today. Charlie Warner sighting. Warner just signed with the Niners, did he actually? Like, how recent? Penix snap from a shotgun. 5-step drop again. Pocket staying stuck this time, and that pass is hauled in. Touchdown to Kyle Pitts. Atlanta into the end zone. We do not have a touchdown this first half. There you have it. Michael Penix Look to step left there, but find his tight end with a little bit of separation. Hauls that one in through the J.C. Horn hit. Unless that's like just happened. I don't really see any news right now. Says he's with Atlanta, so. May 2nd? No, I don't see that anywhere. Like if I go to Falcons depth chart right now. As the extra point is up and good. Hey, Atlanta's lead is 10. Yeah, Charlie Warner's still an Atlanta Falcon. Not going to scare me like that, Chili. What up, Flash Gordon? Both these teams are going to be like the Saints today. Lots of money spent on free agents. As soon as they get their young players developed in, old players going to retire, which is fine, I feel like. But, you know, the problem with the Saints is they spent too much money on their old players like Derek Carr. And that is going to hurt them for the next couple of years. Fortunately, though, they're not paying Deshaun Watson $230 million, so at least they got that going for them. Could always be worse. You could be the Cleveland Browns. And a return here from Carolina, still looking for their first points of the game here at home in their home opener. 5:22 left to go in the second quarter. 1 first down for this offense so far today. Ross Dwelly, I'm thinking of the other tight end. I got you. Sign him back. Yeah, you guys like what? Traded tight ends then, basically. Who's going to win the NFC South? I think it's Carolina at 7 in real life. It's my hot take of the year. 8 yards passing, though. Net today. As the halfback trail up the middle, swallowed whole again. This Falcon defense is feasting. Curtavious Street again. What up, Landon Holder? Carolina 2-0, Atlanta 1-1. As the winner of this game will help themselves out greatly in the NFC South. Carolina win keeps them in first. Atlanta win will put Tampa Bay in the top spot in the division at 2-0. Handoff is to Hubbard, looking to pull this one left side, get some yardage back there. With a 3-yard pickup again, though. It's 3rd and 8. Falcons without Grady Jarrett, side of the Bears, yes. They will miss him dearly. But they get Morgan Fox from the Los Angeles Chargers. So that might help out their defensive line a little bit here. Showing absolutely no weakness on the pass rush thus far. Bryce Young stepping up in the pocket, going to have to do it himself again. Scared of the pressure, had to slide down. I mean, there's times where you just got to take a hit. I feel like that's one of them. Hard watch there as Carolina goes 3 and out for the 3rd time today. That is crazy. Punt coming up here again for Sam Martin. He has been the man of the hour. His 4th punt already. And this one might actually just be his best. Fair caught at the 24-yard line. Oh, this has been a very disappointing game thus far. But after this guy, Michael Penix Jr., yet to throw an incompletion. What? Again, Madden not relaying this information to me really hurts me. I wish we knew more often. Bryce Young would be flying around if he took the hit. Yeah, fair enough. Might pass the line to game, but still. It's a good point. Travis Turner will get fantasy points for all defensive touchdowns as well. He might get 1 pick six this year. Let's be real. And just like that, the Falcon offense right back to it. Delayed handoff again goes to Bijan. That time well read, though, by Josie Jewell. Just a gain of 1. Yeah, Penix having himself a day. His passes, though, have not all been perfect. He's had a couple behind receivers that they have actually just done a very good job of catching. So there's that. Robinson picks up a yard there as we are under 3.5 to go now before halftime. Pressure up the middle. There's the incompletion. Right on cue. Pitts cannot hold on that time. Carolina blitzed, I believe, 5, maybe even 6 there. On 2nd down, forces their own 3rd and 9. Carolina looking for their own 3 and out here defensively. Been a bunker battle between these two. As the Panthers showing blitz once again here. Although the linebackers drop. Michael Penix well protected for now, looking to escape the pocket. Unable to, he's sacked again. Bobby Brown III coming over from the Rams, making himself at home here on the East Coast. And Atlanta will return the favor. Football right back to Carolina. Hear me out, if the Panthers don't score on this drive, I think it's game over. Atlanta gets the ball to begin half number 2 as well. Panthers need at least a field goal here. Been very ugly so far. Pinion on for the punt. Standing at his own 5-yard line. Gets this one away. Should be returnable here for Jimmy Horn, and up to the 39-yard line. Not much going there for him. Bryce Young back to it. Yeah, terrible day for me to have Bryce Young in fantasy. Very strange game. You are correct, though. Very defensive. Mostly just know my Bucks. I don't claim to know the other NFC South teams, rookie free agents. Fair enough. Bucks are a fun team to follow. They don't score the second half. That's crazy. I don't think they'll get shut out, but it's going to be hard to overcome this deficit. Feel like they got to put some points on the board here. Bryce Young running left, throws that one backwards to Chuba Hubbard. He will lose 5 yards. Caden Ellis, another tackle for loss for the linebacker. Bryce Young just shaking his head. That was Chuba Hubbard, actually. I can't blame him for shaking his head. Not sure why Bryce Young would even throw that football, especially backwards. Disastrous start to the 5th drive for Carolina. One more play here before the 2-minute warning. It's a handoff to Chuba Hubbard, who picks up the lost yardage and then some. 9-yard gain, one of the largest of the day for this offense, which is not very good. As we have hit the 2-minute warning in the first half, it's the Falcons 10, the Panthers nothing. And what does Carolina have going for them? After the 2-minute warning, quick pressure here, pass downfield is intercepted. Picked off at the 42-yard line, returned across midfield. And it's Mike Hughes on the interception. Oh, Bryce Young's killing me this week. You hate to see it. Wow. When it rains, it pours for Carolina. And this game turning into a hurricane real quick. Still no points and an INC there. Mike Hughes picks that one off. That was great awareness, though, from Mike Hughes. Turned his shoulder at the perfect time. May have seen a glimpse of that. There was tinted visor. Man, they actually might get shut out here. That would be crazy. This game. That was Tet, wasn't it? Hey, second half. You know what? Bryce Young's bouncing back. He'll have a 3-touchdown second half. I'm calling it now. He's just setting up for some excitement. I'm coping. Atlanta taking over from the Carolina 49-yard line. Penix is rolling right, fires this one complete to Bijan. Breaks the tackle. Running through J.C. Horn. He is upended at the 44-yard line. Easily could have been a 4-yard loss there. Perseverance from Bijan Robinson. Finds his way up to the 44. This is bad for Carolina, isn't it? Drake London up top now. For the Falcons, quick pass right side is dropped incomplete. And the drop sees right back into the system of Darnell Mooney. A long history for him. Panthers defense, though, absolutely winded. They need their offense to at least pick up a first down here on their next possession. Still, though, each team has only converted one time on 3rd down. Falcons looking for their second here on 3rd and 5. Penix well protected. Escaping the pocket right side, taking what is given, and that's a whole lot of yardage. 19-yard pickup. To the 25-yard line, the Falcons right back into field goal range. They receive the second half kickoff of this game, getting out of hand real quickly into the final minute of the second quarter. Neither team reaching for a timeout just yet. 48 seconds to go. Penix rolling right again. This time he coughs up the football. Scooped up by the Panthers, and they take over. Huge turnover. That was desperately needed. Wow. Derek Brown on the scoop, and the sack forced by the big fella, Bobby Brown. His second sack of the game. It's a big one. What up, Games? That's huge. Now, if Carolina can just ride this wave of momentum down the field one time, they'll make this game a lot better. Still, though, the first half shutout would be crazy. That is huge. Small Penix energy, some might say. You're not wrong. See if Carolina can get on the board here before halftime. Bryce Young looking to shake off the interception, goes down the middle. And that is just something to get him feeling good again. 4-yard pickup to Adam Thielen. If those pick here, yeah, I don't know, man. He doesn't look very confident, does he? He's playing scared today in front of his home fans. Very, very weird. Most quarterbacks play better at home. Not him. Not yet, at least. Panthers take their first time out after a 4-yard pickup. Bryce Young going to step and fire the second Carolina first down, hauled in by Tommy Tremble. And they take their second timeout here, trying to get into range for Matthew Wright, which is around the 37-yard line in all hypotheticals. 27 people in chat, by the way. Another great reminder to drop a like if you have not yet already. Try to get to 20 in this one. Panthers got one more timeout to go. Pocket collapsing. Bryce Young going to step right. This time he's going to take off with confidence and running room. Slides down at the 42. Panthers do take their final timeout, which is a good decision. And they are right around field goal range here. They just can't mess up the clock management. That is the only thing that they have got to keep on top of right now. 30 seconds to go. Legette and A.J. Terrell one-on-one. Bryce Young stepping up in the pocket again. Climbing, and he fires that one incomplete. Nothing going downfield. Should have taken the yards he had. Would have had at least 7 or 8 right there. Just didn't want to take that sack. Or get taken down in bounds. I understand it. Still a big 25 seconds coming up here. Panthers got to make sure they don't get tackled in bounds as Atlanta looking to bring pressure once again here. Linebackers do drop. Bryce Young stepping right, pocket crumbling around him. Stepping right again. Flat-footed, fires this one downfield and incomplete. He scared every single Carolina fan in chat. Thought for sure he was taking a sack there. Not even sure, though, if they don't play this right, they'll be in field goal range. They need around 8 more yards, I would say. 5 at the bare minimum. From here, it would be a 59-yarder for Matthew Wright. So Bryce Young looking for a first down. If possible, pocket is breaking down again, and Young is sacked. They will not score before halftime. Leonard Floyd. Believe that is his first sack as an Atlanta Falcon, and it comes at a huge time. Disastrous drive again for Carolina. What a Broil reacts. This is brutal. Sam Martin is on for the punt. This is his 5th of the game as Carolina will head into halftime scoreless. Good punt, though. Out inside the 15-yard line. Expect to kneel down here from Penix. Falcons also received the second half kickoff. So, yeah, it's not looking good right now for Carolina. Their defense is working their hind ends off, though. Only giving up 10 points on 6 possessions. And forcing a turnover after the Bryce Young interception. Atlanta will take a 10-0 lead into halftime on the road, looking to climb to 2-1 and get their first win in the NFC South. That would be quite something. All right, we're going to get the live poll out to you guys right now. Who do we think is going to win? Will Atlanta continue to devour Bryce Young, or will the young quarterback find his stride in the second half? Vote now in the live poll. If only they could onside kick to begin the second half. 5 punts for one team, nonetheless. Yeah, I think it's like 7 or 8 total. It's pretty wild. No score for the Panthers. You might be onto something. Falcons kicking off half number 2 with the football. Ray McLeod up to the 30-yard line. Good starting field position once again for Michael Penix. What up, Bull City? Trying to rally behind this Carolina team who had an impressive 2-0 road stretch, a 27-24 victory in Jacksonville. Then they headed out to the desert in a 31-24 grudge match against the Arizona Cardinals. Came down to the final pass. Showing none of that, though, here at home. Trailing 10-0, yet to score. Penix right back to it, low and complete. Caught in stride there by Drake London. 10-yard pickup. Trevor Werner leading all receivers right now. He might be. Actually, I think that just changed with that catch from Drake London. But he might be number 2. Never know. Mike Jackson in press coverage up top on Drake London once again. Penix going to look for his running back out of the backfield. He had a step, but he's overshot there by about half a step. Josie Jewell tasked that time with the sensation wearing number 7. For how bad it's been, 10 points isn't much at all. You're not wrong, though. Again, their defense has done everything they can. They have 6 on the line again here. Josie Jewell will blitz, and they bring every one of them. Outside pass, hauled in. Tight window. Kyle Pitts hangs on. Lone touchdown score this afternoon. That is a significant 9-yard pickup, but the Panthers don't believe so. We get a coach's challenge, and this might be more important than many would think. Did Kyle Pitts hang on? And did he get that right foot down, I guess? That left foot looks out of bounds to me. From this angle, we'll see what the officials think. And they would agree. How about that? That is a huge overturning. Carolina wins the challenge, and the Falcons sent back to 3rd and 10. Wow. It's about as close as it gets, actually. Works out, though, in favor of Carolina. Kyle Pitts not credited with the 9-yard reception. Sets up 3rd and 10. Penix will run and fire anyway. Hauled in by Drake London. The Falcons will find their way up to the 41-yard line. What about OG? That was a good challenge, it was, but it did not matter. Michael Penix making moves. Beautiful play there from the Washington Husky. You can't tell that he was just fresh off of the injury. Still with that tender left wrist after hurting it in the 4th quarter last week. But he's off the play action here, going deep downfield, and it's hauled in by McLeod. Into the red zone. Longtime Pittsburgh Steeler, mostly a special teams guy, steps it up at wide receiver. That's a big play. Panthers defense continuing to be gassed here. From the pistol, the handoff goes to Robinson, trying to run over Trayvon Morag, the former Raider, and he's upended after a 4-yard pickup. Wow. Well, the Panthers will definitely be throwing the ball. Yes, that is for sure. I guess I'll look forward to that. 2 receivers left and right, and including Kyle Pitts in the slot. Penix stepping right, pocket crumbling, and so is he. Huge sack for Carolina. That is number 4 on the afternoon. The defensive line bailing out the rest of the team. I mean, hey, if they force a field goal here, still a 2-score game, you never know. They have just not looked good up until this point. Got to make a stop here, that's for sure. Panther fans are on their feet here on a 3rd and 13 as their defense looking for their 5th sack. Penix going to fire to the end zone and silences the crowd. Touchdown, Bijan Robinson. And Atlanta will take a 3-score lead in the 3rd quarter. Running back acting as a wide receiver, and he shows up the speed there, burning his man in the dust, and he will score. Well then, the bend don't break has finally snapped, and Atlanta really starting to pull away here. Getting a bit ugly. Blocked extra point would be clutch, but we're yet to see a missed extra point ever in the history of our sim, so now would be the time. Extra point all the way, and it is good. 17-0. 8-play, 80-yard drive that saw multiple 3rd and 10 or longer that were converted. Michael Penix Jr. finds Drake London on 3rd and 10 and Bijan Robinson in the end zone on 3rd and 13. Coin is really selling me out. Yeah, it is. Might have to go anti-coin next time. No comeback this game. I think Carolina scores on this drive, but I'm not sure if they can complete it. Mama, there goes that man. I was telling my dad yesterday, like, the NBA Finals had no aura with Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson. Bring back Van Gundy and Mark Jackson, man. I miss it. Panthers searching for anything to get going here offensively, and their special teams is of no help either. Out to the 24-yard line. Like, you're telling me I can't listen to Doris Burke talk about Shea, Shake, and Bake or whatever? Like, I can't do that. I'd much rather hear with, like, the, NBA on ESPN in the background, all that music, and Mark Jackson talking about a LeBron block about, Mama, there goes that man. Panthers opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The handoff is to Chuba Hubbard, who bounces off a tackle, and he's angry. You can tell. Finally over a yard of carry, That's a crazy statement. That's how much he's been bottled up today, though. Plenty of time to score, but at their current rate, it's looking like a shutout, yeah. I mean, yeah, Mike Breen still doing his thing. I love it. We'll never get over that, that's for sure. Leggett and Terrell once again matched up one-on-one. Can Bryce Young get going here? Steps right, fires a completion, caught by Chuba Hubbard. A rare first down for this Panther offense. 10 rushes, 14 yards, and now he's angry, I guess. Mike Breen carried, yes he did. Yeah, no offense to Norris Burke. I think she's a terrific interviewer. I just don't like her as a color commentator. Time is still ticking here. Precious seconds away from this Carolina offense. Tommy Tremble running laterally here. 9 on the play clock, and Bryce Young is hit hard. Lucky to have that ruled an incompletion. They might only have 1 sack today, but the statistics don't really show how much they have dominated the line of scrimmage defensively. Missed that Mark Jackson, Van Gundy commentary? Me too. Me too, my friend. Bryce Young hit hard again. 7th time he's been upended. Handoff here is to Chuba Hubbard. He'll pick up 6. He got hit hard, didn't he? Blasted is an understatement. That was brutal. They need a first down here. Dare I say this is already 4-down territory. Never seen their offense this bad before. Not this season, at least. Carolina facing 3rd and 4 here. Chuba Hubbard motioned out to the right side. Young fires this left. It's hauled in by Adam Thielen, pulling away across the 40, and that is the spark they needed. Inside the 30-yard line into field goal range. This is the furthest the Panthers have been all afternoon. Awkward silences during the finals for the commentators, yeah. It happens when they lack chemistry, though. Huge play there. Bryce Young feels a lot more confident. Here goes Chuba Hubbard cutting up the middle, and he's tackled over a defender. Good wrap up there by Caden Ellis. 7-yard pickup there on the 5th tackle of the day for Caden Ellis. Honestly, feel that they just didn't know how to make things interesting with the Thunder and Pacers. That's fair. Chuba Hubbard getting going on this drive. That is his 3rd carry of 5 yards or more. As Bryce Young looking to do the same, but low and incomplete to Leggett. Another disappointing pass. Mike Hughes was in coverage. Maybe giving him some spiritual scares after that first half interception was caught in return. Siakam got a little bit more than Chet. Panthers knocking on the doorstep here of the red zone on 3rd and 3. Bryce Young fires it left side. Hold it again by Thielen. Out of bounds as well. That is significant. Carolina got to get going. I think they're okay here. They'll score no matter what before 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. If they can get to the 4th quarter down by 10, I think they'll be okay. Panthers' first visit into the red zone, and it took them all of 26 minutes as Tataroa McMillan goes in motion. Bryce Young goes right side. It's dropped incomplete. Tommy Tremble hangs his head. He knows he should have had that one, but what a hit by A.J. Terrell. And the pressure on the backside there from Jesse Bates. Quite the underrated backfield in Atlanta, I feel like. They do a very good job limiting most quarterbacks, though. Didn't happen last week. Jordan Addison went for over 200 yards in the first half. Nothing here for Carolina's offense until maybe then, but McMillan is overshot. Bryce Young had him. One time I choose Carolina, they play like this. You and me both, man. Oh. Bryce Young has got to put that on the money. Just had a sink today. Left their rhythm in Arizona last week. Nobody on the same page wearing a black jersey offensively. Jatavion Sanders, the backed up tight end, is in motion this time. As the Falcons rushing 5, Bryce Young going to step and fire. Nearly intercepted again. Absolutely should have been 2. I think Terrell got nervous that his teammate was going to jump with them. Falcons almost had their second takeaway. Carolina fortunate to just get on the board here. Wow. The frights continue for Bryce Young. Matthew Wright on for a 33-yard attempt to get Carolina on the board. It's up and good. Finally back within 2 scores, but in perhaps the ugliest fashion possible. Only bright side is those incompletions stop the clock. 3:43 to go in the third quarter. If Carolina wants to win this game, they have to force a turnover. They need an interception. I don't see a way in which they win this game with 2 full field drives based on their offense thus far. It just ain't going to happen. It's not going to fly. Falcons taking back over, preserving a 2-touchdown lead with a return from McLeod up to the 28-yard line. Still think we are without a special teams turnover this season, which is pretty important. Happened quite a bit last year. About once a week, maybe even more frequently. That's why you play DB? Yeah, they got to have that INC though. A-Rod just hoping he's right. Let's see if I can find who you picked here after this play. Falcons back to it offensively. Lead trimmed down to 14. Little RPO out left side, caught by London, and he turns upfield. Another first down. He's done a great job out in space there. Hard to bring that guy down. All right, A-Rod, let me see if I can find your response real quick. I think you were around number 11 or so in the total submissions. 11-yard pickup there for number 5. Racking up the first downs here on the road. Penix being flushed out again. There's that Carolina defensive pressure. Forces the incompletion. It's a good play defensively. Very important. You have the Falcons, A-Rod, so you are en route to 2-0 here based on the last couple of quarters of action. Panthers looking for a stop here, though. Can they get one? Charlie Warner checking in here at fullback. Still the longest reception of the game as Bijan slips a tackle up the middle, running through defenders and running across midfield. 10-yard run of nothing but hopes and dreams. What a carry. Hoping for a shutout. How often do you see that in Madden? Not very often, especially in 10-minute quarters, but yeah, nearly had one here. And it's the Falcons today that just keep on pounding. As Penix dropping back again. Pressure coming on his strong side. There's Bijan, and he's taken down by the hips. Trayvon Morag makes an important open field tackle. Bijan's starting to take over. That's how you know this game is getting dangerous. And Carolina can't afford to give up a single point here on the defensive end. Got to feel bad for the guys, though. Their offenses left them out there to dry defensively. Got to make a play as Bijan Robinson right back up the middle. Makes a defender miss. There goes Robinson. He is gone. 47-yard touchdown. And Atlanta pulling away on the road. Wow. The second all-purpose touchdown for Bijan Robinson. And he made that one look way too easy. 47 big ones and breaking ankles on the way. Mama. There goes that man. I love it. I have to put that in here at one point. I can't not do it. Man, I wish I streamed at Game 7 Sim. Oh, that hurts. That's too good. Deep easy. Beats the A. It's looking like it, isn't it? Carolina could not keep their composure. Extra point on the way, and it is good. Largest lead of the day for Atlanta. And largest lead of the season. 24-3 right now on the road in Carolina as they look to battle to 2-1 on the season and hope Tampa Bay will lose 1 or 2 down the stretch. They currently hold the tiebreaker and they are 2-0, so even with the loss they will remain at the top of the NFC South. Still an ultra-competitive division. Raheem Mostert has 142 APY and 4 rushing touchdowns. Wild. Thomas Kemble trying to cheer on Carolina here. You and me both, pal. Getting rough out here. Bijan would have been a massive pick this week. Yes, he would have. I considered it, but not too deeply. Return here for Jimmy Horn Jr. out to the 26-yard line. Now or never for the Carolina Panthers. 12 minutes and 3 seconds to go in regulation. It's simply got to happen. They need it now. I can't believe this few people picked Carolina and got away with it. 2:03 to go in the third quarter. Bryce Young and the Carolina offense have no choice but to find the end zone on this drive. Young going to check it down, complete, but again, Tommy Tremble is crumbled. Crushed, beaten, and battered, just like his quarterback today. Almost feel like maybe he's nursing an injury. He just won't take a shot downfield. Maybe one of those hits hurt his shoulder a bit. You just never know. Yet to throw a football further than 15 yards down the field. Here goes Chuba Hubbard trying to pull it outside. And again, there goes that man, Caden Ellis. Another wrap-up after a 1-yard pickup. Into the final minute and a half of the third quarter. Carolina might be the first team this season to not find the end zone, I believe. I think every other team has done that. Might already be 4-down territory here. Inside their own 30 on 3rd and 6, although Bryce Young hoping it doesn't come down to that. Backpedaling, sets his feet and fires this one in stride. There goes the rookie McMillan. And is this the spark they need? Into enemy territory. Sanarola McMillan out of Arizona. And the Wildcat getting the Panther fans on their feet. SM almost got what he asked for right there. Might be needing one. Bunch formation right, and Tommy Tremble to the left side as that is broken up as Adam Thielen motioning to the near sideline. Another deep drop back for Bryce Young going low. Hauled in by Tremble, who pulls away. There goes Tommy Tremble inside the 10-yard line. What a play. Almost got going in a couple of big plays for the momentum of Carolina as we head to the fourth quarter. Still trailing by 3 touchdowns, but they are hopeful. Finally inside the 10. That was a big play. How he do that, I don't know, man. That was nice, though. How about it? Fourth quarter is underway. Carolina looking for a legacy comeback. Bryce Young off the bootleg. Stepping up in the pocket. Fires this one across his body. And a big hit taken there at the 2-yard line. Positive yardage, though. Just hand the ball to Chuba, please. As a Bryce Young fantasy owner, I'm asking you. As a Carolina pick'em holder. Please, Bryce. Chuba Hubbard stands by himself here at the 10-yard line, but Bryce Young looking to fire this one now, going to step up and doing himself into the end zone. Carolina finally finds their touchdown. That also works for fantasy. How about it? And the deficit now cut to 15, about to be 14. Does Carolina have some crazy hope in them? Bryce Young rushing touchdown. That's huge for me. After the day he's had and the interception earlier. That does help me quite a bit. Lessens the damage, stops the bleeding. Extra point coming up here for Matthew Wright. It's up and it is good. We are back within 14 with 9:25 to go. And Atlanta Falcon fans have seen this story time and time again. Can Michael Penix keep his composure? Up by 14. I don't see why not. The way that Bijan's running the football, hard to imagine a world in which they don't score at least a field goal in these next 2 drives, which in my mind would just be the dagger. That is big time. I've had a comment pin for every week this season so far. Can I get one for this week too? Sure. You got to call an interception though. Return taken from inside the 10-yard line, and a pretty good one too. Out to the 29, 9:21 to go. Did take a minute to get to the end zone, but they have found it. Making this game a little bit interesting here. Trying to become the second 3-0 team. The Buffalo Bills currently only squad in that club. Had a very good win over Miami last night. And that dominant Thursday Night Football performance. Handoff here is to Bijan up the middle, and he will go nowhere. Losing half a yard, and I believe that'll knock him out of his X Factor. That's significant for more than just football reasons. Loss of a half yard, I believe. And yeah, there it goes. Wow. Penix now from an empty pocket. Looking to fire this one quickly, but low and incomplete. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. This is getting interesting. Watch this INT. Uh-oh. Did he call it when it came? Most importantly, would be wild. In the blink of an eye, though, it is 3rd and 10. Penix looking for conversion. Pocket is crumbling again. He sets his feet, fires this one, caught by Bijan, and he picks up 11. Oh, what a play from Robinson. More importantly, what a play from Penix, rolling weak side. Wow, even a check down of that caliber is huge. Lathan Ransom, though, with a big-time hit in the middle of all that. A massive first down, nonetheless, though, for Atlanta. Ray McLeod in motion. Penix off the play action. Steps left, fires downfield, and wide open. Kyle Pitts to the 40. Hard to imagine a world now where they don't at least close it out. Younghoe Koo, one of the best in the business, might just end up having the dagger. What up, Nick? Welcome in here to the 4th quarter. But a very one-sided affair. Terrific defensive effort for Atlanta. And their offense paving the way now on the RPO off of someone's helmet. Looked like Josie Jewell right there. 7:38 in the 4th quarter. Mike Breen double bang. I don't know a situation in which I could hit that. I don't think football caters to that direct vocabulary. You never know. We might find a situation, though. Maybe. Panthers can't afford to give up any more field position here. Would be a 57-yarder from the 40-yard line for Younghoe Koo, so they bring some pressure. Penix fires this one downfield on the run, and what a catch from London. Absorbs the hit inside the 15-yard line. He absolutely had to, and he did. Penix again, though. What a gutsy throw. And the risk turns to reward. Carolina now needs their 2nd turnover. Penix going near sideline. London again picks up 7 more. Yeah, this has been a great game for Drake London, hasn't it? Darnell Mooney's had a couple of catches. Kyle Pitts had a touchdown earlier, but yeah, it's been a terrific game for Drake London. This game, though, looking out of reach. 7-yard pickup there. Once again, it's Drake London. Falcons to the 6-yard line. Blitz is coming here. Penix going to fire to the end zone. It's held on to again. Kyle Pitts has his 2nd. And that might be the dagger. Red Swarm loving it. And why not? What a drive from Michael Penix Jr. And the 2nd TD for the Florida Gator. Kyle Pitts hanging on through the hit. That is night-night. Got to be game. Carolina had ample opportunities. Their defense did so much in the first half, and you just cannot blame them for breaking come the 4th quarter. Bijan took over, and when his turn was done, Michael Penix picked up the work and did it his way, as the Falcons will reinstate their largest lead of 21, 31-10 here from Carolina. Disappointing home opener for the Panthers after an exciting 2-0 road stand. Not looking good, though. And if you thought this game was ugly, you're not ready for tomorrow. The Green Bay Packers take on the Cleveland Browns from Huntington Bank Field. I almost forgot what their stadium was called. Did change recently, though. But yeah, the Browns somehow pulled off a miraculous upset last week over the Baltimore Ravens. So Cleveland the 1-1. The Packers still looking for their first win of the season after they go 0-2 against the Lions and the Commanders. Been a brutal stretch for them. Plenty of rest, though, after their Thursday night football loss. Jimmy Horn Jr. on the return up to the 25-yard line. Carolina did score a touchdown. Little Bryce Young rush up the middle. Falcons not choking. Worse than that than a model of the Big 25 is insane. So it seems. Going to end the live poll here. 26 total votes in, and the majority were correct, it looks like. Might just be a drive or two here for pride. Seems to be garbage time for Carolina. Ugly day. One to forget for Bryce Young. Unless he can forge something great here. Down the middle. Hauled in by Leggett. Breaks one tackle. And he will pick up 18. Wanted more than that. These Carolina receivers are getting angry. You could tell they are just wanting some deep balls here. They would have to score way before like 4 minutes, in my opinion, though. Let's hear it, A-Rod. See if you can pull this one from the rubble. Tataroa McMillan this time is in press coverage. Bryce Young going to go deep down the middle. Dropped by Leggett. Broken up by Jesse Bates. Chili beat you to it. Didn't happen, though. Not on that play. Watch this interception. Will it happen here on 2nd and 10? Some prevent defense action coming up here. Left side pass is caught by Thielen, picks up 3. And an injury, actually, to Atlanta. That's a big-time blow for their defense. That is Caden Ellis, their leading tackler today. Great call on the game. First time catching you. I'll be back just so. Appreciate it, man. Glad you could drop by. Don't forget to check out the highlights or the full VODs for the Atlanta Falcons Week 1 and Week 2 games, especially Week number 2. That game was full of entertainment. Actually, don't have the highlights of that one out just yet. Should be coming out here within the next couple of days. Panthers moving up now to a 3rd and 7. Young from an empty backfield. Steps left and finally goes deep downfield, and that is hauled in by McMillan. That's a big play. Earl thinks Carolina not going to lose to Atlanta in Week 3. I might not disagree with that statement. I have Carolina winning the NFC South at 10 and 7. But if they go 2-0 to begin their season, they might drop this one. Big time catch there from the 4th overall pick. Young right back to it off the bootleg. Plenty of time. He'll step up looking for his 2nd rushing touchdown. He'll settle for 9. Him getting some nice late stats. You're not wrong. Garbage time always helps those with a quarterback in hand if they're losing. And if they're winning, a running back in hand. That is a good stake to hold. Carolina needs to find the end zone again here, though. Back inside the 10-yard line on consecutive drives. Handoff is to Hubbard. Cuts up the middle. And he might just barely be short. And he is 3rd and inches. And we are into the back half now of the 4th quarter. Carolina still has all 3 timeouts. They would need 2 3-and-outs and probably an onside kick in the midst of everything. I mentioned earlier, their odds are not very good whatsoever. Sets up a 3rd and inches from the 6-yard line. Blitz coming. Bryce Young low and incomplete. Just an uncharacteristic pass. I mean, he was wide open. Half the blame, though, has got to go on Leggett there. You got to just go low if you're that wide open. They will go for it most definitely here, though. For sure. Carolina going 5 wide on 4th and inches. Got to have the 5-yard line, but they will look toward the end zone. Young stepping right, and he's going to find the first down and find the end zone. His 2nd rushing touchdown. Wow, that's huge. Holy cow. On second thought, great drop. We'll take those. I will gain fantasy points off that, Chili. I want you to know about Bryce Young's ability to have that dual threat. Hey, Madden is 4th and inches. Hey, they did run the football. You can't get mad at them. Going to be a good day for you. It's going to be a pretty good day. I will say I picked Bryce Young expecting his dual threat ability to show up, but honestly, only his rushing did. It is what it is, though. Up the 2, I'll take that. Matthew right on for the extra point. Nearly blocked, but it's up and good. 4:21 to go in the 4th quarter. I mean, it's not over, right? I mean, call me crazy. 4:21 to go. All 3 timeouts. They had Atlanta in the 3rd and 10 on their last drive. They just couldn't stop them. And that was their downfall. Better than 2 passing touchdowns. True. I was going to say, given the option of his running game or his passing game to show up, I'll take his running game in the fantasy world. Not doing the onside kick? I don't think so. No. I mean, whether or not they should, that's up in the air, but Madden does their own thing. Good kickoff, though. Return taken by McLeod, and he is going nowhere. Good defense there on the special teams. Penix will start out from the 23-yard line. Couple of first downs for Bijan Robinson should put this game to bed. And would be a huge road victory. In the grand scheme of things, it'll get Atlanta over 500 for the first time this season. And would send Carolina into the loss column for the first time this year. Likewise, Bijan Robinson looking to get going here. Trying to find the 100-yard mark rushing, but it's Penix off the play action, catching Carolina off guard. A deep ball to Darnell Mooney. 24-yard pickup. Why not ride the hot hand? Can't blame him. He goes down inbounds too, which is even more significant. Taking an extra 30 or so seconds off the clock. Falcons again taking their time. Penix right back under center. And again, he's looking to throw the football. Rolling right, fires this one. It is low, but hauled in by Mooney. Picks up 6. Might be getting greedy. Got to check Penix's stats. We'll check out all the stats after this game. On the offensive end, at least. Mike Hughes with the INC, and it was Bobby Brown forcing the fumble to Derek Brown earlier in the first half. Turnoverless second half, though, for both of these teams. Something each offense can look forward to. Heading into week 3, is Penix going to step up and take what is given again? Rushes that one to the 36-yard line. That'll put them at a field goal range and probably put this game out of reach for Carolina. Disappointing for sure to open up your season like they did and then head here at home and drop a goose egg, but it does happen. This is the NFL, a league of parity. Play clock down to 2. Snap is taken. Handoff is exchanged to Robinson. They'll pick up 3, and he is over 100 yards rushing. Taking a look into next week, both these teams have some pretty good competition. It will be the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Washington Commanders next week, which should prove to be a pretty good game there. And Carolina heads to New England. Right now they are 2-0. So another tough battle for the Panthers. 31-17 here at the 2-minute warning. Second and 7. Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, 100 yards, and he will add to it here as he falls over backwards at the 30-yard line. It is a league of parity. Usually we get the circle of parity, as it's called, every single year, where every team beats the team that beat them. It's pretty cool. Can he lead the Falcons to win the NFC South? He might. Based on the way he's been balling out this season thus far. It's looking good. Carolina takes their first time out here. Younghoe Koo already warming up, though. Michael Penix looking to fire a first down. Dangerous, but it's hauled in again. And guess who? Kyle Pitts. That is it. That was very, very greedy. But you know what? Penix has balled out today. A turnoverless game once again for number 9. How about it? Gonna go watch SpongeBob after this, can't blame you. This game is just about over. Another handoff going to Bijan up the middle. He has great patience and picks up 3. Gives the high-powered offense more options than Kirk Cousins did. The reason that play action is live with Penix, true. That dual threat ability offers a lot more versatility on the offensive end. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just the entire NFC South this year, honestly. Maybe the Saints are an exception. Sorry, Santoriu, but not really excited to watch them. The Falcons, the Panthers, and the Bucs offense in particular draw some intrigue to me. Carolina takes their final timeout. 1 first down away from this game being official as Robinson is going head over heels, picking up 3. And it looks like we have an injury, which isn't supposed to stop the clock. So Madden kind of on their BS here. Unless teams, I don't know if that rule is still a thing where each team gets 1 injury timeout inside of 2 minutes. I don't exactly remember how that works, but I'm pretty sure. It might be college only. Don't remember off the top of my head. Nonetheless, it brings up a 3rd and 4. Penix is going to hand this one off to Robinson, looking to put the game away. He'll have to wait. 4th and 1. Tyler Shuck took that personally. You know what? If his offense in real life is as electric as it is in Madden, I'll be interested. But, I don't know, man. The Saints to me are just a boring team. I'll be honest. If I'm being real. Younghoe Koo on for a 33-yarder. Looking to make this a 3-score game, under a minute to go in the 4th quarter. And he will do just that. Falcons ahead, 34-17. Well, as mentioned previously, you got the Packers taking on the Browns tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Once again, little cross-conference matchup there. Jordan Love and Green Bay still eyeing their first win of the season. And Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns looking to go on a winning streak. Yes, I'm still starting Joe Flacco. If you have a problem with it, consult Chili. I don't know. Angle of change. As a Browns fan, that's who's going to be QB1 this year, I've decided. Panthers will return. Jimmy Horn Jr. up the middle to the 28-yard line. A-Rod was hoping for it. Ladies McGrady expecting an onside kick. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Where's the Discord link? I mean, hey, if you really want it. We do have a lot of extra people in here today, so if you'd like to join the Discord for full season statistics with your teams, as well as the Week 3 schedule and some fan appreciation stuff, ask a moderator. Bryce Young now looking for a deep touchdown or two here. If he can find the time of day, he'll have to fire that one incomplete. Saints got a better chance of winning the NFC South than the Browns have of winning the AFC North. That's not saying much. I never said I was excited to watch the Browns this year either, but you do make a fair claim. Yeah, this is going to be one of the more brutal seasons for Browns fans to date, if expectations are where they are. Snap taken here, high once again. Bryce Young center not doing him any help. There's McMillan out of bounds after a 5-yard pickup. They're taking their sweet, sweet time, aren't they? Just want a touchdown. Will you find one? He almost had one earlier. Got him into the red zone, but not looking too good here. Unk is not going to be happy at this rate. Bryce Young now on a 3rd and 5. Has all the time in the world. Stepping up in the pocket again, climbing, and now he'll take off and add to his rushing yards, which will take us just about to the end of the game. I'll take a nice little 9-yard rush there from Bryce. Some extra fantasy points. 9/10 Why not? But yeah, it's just been an ugly day. They will get back to the line for one final snap here. Young stepping up in the pocket again, climbing, and he is going to take off and gain just a couple. And that is going to do it. The Atlanta Falcons come on the road, get their first win in the division, 34-17 over the Carolina Panthers. Comeback. Not this time. Atlanta slammed the door shut. Very well done for them. As we take a look at the player stats, Penix started 13-13, fizzled out there. Still 80% completion. Ugly day for Bryce Young. Had a good day rushing, though. So did Bijan Robinson. 111 on the ground. Almost 7 a carry. Bryce Young, though, 2 rushing touchdowns, 61 rushing yards. Was pretty nice. And there are your receiving stats. Yeah, Charlie Warner had, at one point, the most receiving yards up until about halftime, which is pretty significant. But yeah, that is going to do it for this one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Drop a like on your way out if you have not yet already. And I will see all of you tomorrow night for Pack.